Hi, this is Pam Lippitt. Here I am in my very first solo podcast to you. Communications is an art. I want this first episode, to really share with you why I think communication is an art, something you have to practice, something you have to get good at in order to succeed. So come along on the journey with me. I'm going to be talking with other people in upcoming episodes, but I thought I'd start out by talking to you myself and telling you what I share when I work with different teams and different groups of people. So, this is for you if you're brand new in the workplace or if you're experienced, but you leave somewhere thinking, I could have done better. I could have made a difference. I could have left with a better next step. Those are the things that I am going to share with you. So, this is my favorite topic to talk about. I also call it From Hello to Success. And it's turning networking connections into meaningful business relationships that will really truly last your whole career on. So, what do we do? Let's talk about introducing ourselves, how we do that, how we create new conversations, ways to follow up, and like I promised, some laughs along the way. I have an official statement about myself. It's the one I use more in print than in human interaction. I am the chief communicator and owner of the Hill Street Group. I use my skills in marketing, public speaking, and team training to help others succeed. At this point in my career, I want to give back. I want to help other people maximize their voice and create confident, savvy leaders in the process. I'm a Detroit native. I love the fact that I'm from Michigan. And I also like to participate in different activities in the community, from our incubator and accelerator at Techtown at Wayne State University, where I'm part of the Ask an Expert program. I always kind of laugh at that I'm the expert, but I'm going to own it. And I am an expert in that group. I'm on national boards. I'm a TEDx volunteer. One day I will get on that stage. And I'm a member of Innovation Women, which I just love that group of women and how we work together. I really love, and you'll hear this about me throughout the podcast world, I like the rule of three. It's my rule. I like asymmetry. I like odd numbers, and I never, ever want to be seen as one of that crowd. So I'm going to be talking or presenting or chatting with you for about 10, 15 minutes. And so I hope that you will listen. You can absolutely take notes. You can post that you heard this. You can subscribe to this podcast. You can see the raw footage of this on my YouTube channel and move along and let me know how you think it's going. So today's topic is really, how do you go from that stack of business cards to getting meetings with people and actually creating a coffee date or a Zoom meeting or working together. I met someone on Zoom who actually is going to be on one of my upcoming shows. Her name is Brenda Meller. She's a LinkedIn specialist. We met through LinkedIn. And now, probably once a month, we sit down in the same space and co-work together, each on our own things, but in the same room. We both work solo. And so it gives us a good opportunity to just have some other bodies in the room, which is really nice. And so if I can do it, guess what? You can do it too. Let's figure out how. And let's figure out what is in it for you. What's in it for your network? It's a two-way street. The two-way street is you gain, but you have to make sure the other person gains. It has to be at two directions, or it's not going to work for someone. Whenever you ask a question, you should always end with, and what can I do for you? Who can I introduce you to? You just never know what amazing things can happen from that. So my thought, my suggestion, my take is just like I prepared to do a podcast, which has taken me a couple months to get everything organized and ready to rock and roll. It's preparing before you go to a network event. What do you want out of it? Why are you going? Set expectations for what you want to accomplish. Those are things that will take you through to success and communicating and talking with other people. Because here's the thing. Do you leave a conversation not knowing 3 things about the other person? Do you leave a conversation thinking, I should have said? No, you don't need to do that anymore. You need to think ahead of figuring out what you're going to be asking, why you're going to be asking it, how you're going to be asking it. And then you can not only want, but actually have a better presence in the room in 2025. So let's talk about that, those strategies to listen more and talk less. So I always talk about, if I'm going to ask you 3 things about yourself, what am I ready in advance to share? What 3 things do I have in my kind of list of tools and gadgets that I want to share with you? So I always want to share 3 business things and 3 personal things. My business things are I work with small businesses and nonprofits and individuals to help them improve communication skills. I have an actual degree in speech communications from the University of Michigan. Go Blue. You'll hear that a lot in my podcasts as well. And I'm available to lead workshops and present at conferences. And then 3 things about me that everyone about me knows. I love gardening. I love when the flowers start coming through that winter soil and bringing us back to life. I'm an artist at heart, and I'm always working on some projects. And I love being near the water. My favorite sound in the world is water lapping against the shore. So that can be my question to you. What's your favorite sound? It makes people, it takes people out of the formality of networking and creates a conversation because you're talking about something different, but it's really interesting. Sometimes people, not sometimes, most times people start with, gosh, I never thought about what my favorite sound is. But they all have one, and everyone comes to the point where they say, oh, well, this is what I like. There's a registry of forgotten sounds that have left our world. Things like the dial-up tone, things like, for going on the internet. Remember that wah, 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 till we got online. There are things like the sound of a fax coming through. Very rarely do we have that. Or the ding of a typewriter when you come to the end and hit the carriage return. Do you even know what a carriage return is? It's something you can look up. It was a very important part of learning how to type. So think about what you want to share with people. What makes you unique in this world? Because when you share something unique about yourself, people will remember you. And then think about, what am I doing now that I could change up to have better engaged conversations? Because people want to connect with you for various reasons. So let's think about that. They want to connect with you because you're interesting and entertaining. You have something that makes you unique. You have something they don't even yet know they need from you. But having those unique conversations can point those out. And then I always talk about giving people a way to remember you, whether it's you being the person who always wears a funky pin, or you being the person who always wears a colorful blazer, or you being the person that. And then they'll look for you, because maybe someone will say, look for the person, Her name's Pam Lippitt. She always has a really cool pin on at a networking event because that's going to be what is going to create a mutual and long-lasting connection. The other thing I always like to say is you need to give yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of space. I have to say, and people who know me know this, and they're always shocked by it, but my least favorite 20 to 25 minutes in the world is driving to a networking event when I'm not sure who's going to be there. My stomach does flip-flops. I get nervous. I rethink, why am I going to this? I could be home. I could be gardening. I could be knitting. I could be doing anything else. I could be doing the proverbial, I need to wash my hair tonight. But I'm not. I'm taking my precious time and I'm going to this networking event. So why am I so nervous? It's just what I am. I own it. I know it, and I can get past it. So I give myself the space to be nervous. Once I walk in the door, I'm always fine. If you're really, really nervous and you're really not sure about things, ask the group if they need help with something. Maybe they need another person to do registration. I love doing registration at events. Why? You meet every single person. And then when your time to do registration is over, you have a group of people that you've identified and you can go and kind of do a better connection with. So figure out for you what success is going to look like at a networking event. And then once you figure out success, give yourself permission to leave. I know that's crazy. That is just crazy. Giving yourself permission to leave early. For me, it's the best thing in the world. It almost never happens. I almost never leave early, but just psychologically knowing that once I've had success, I can leave, that's great for me. So what is my success? For me, it's meeting 3 quality contacts. I don't need quantity at this point in my life. I have lots of people I know, lots of people I'm connected with, but I want to meet 3 people that maybe can help me or I can help them. And I don't even know if they can help me yet, but that's okay. If I can help them, if it's a good connection, that's great. I always, on those 3 people, write information down, either in the room if it's something really important, or for sure when I get in my car or if I'm at a convention or a conference, back to my room or when I sit down for a cup of coffee. I do it quickly. I make a couple notes because then when I follow up with people, I can include those notes in that email or in that follow-up. I also like to visit, don't we all, with existing friends and colleagues. But if I'm not doing the first step in meeting new people, I will see my friends anyway, my existing colleagues anyway, mostly. And so I don't want to use up my time there, except I want to use that as an opportunity to introduce people to each other. I want to introduce at least 2 groups of people to each other while I'm at a networking event, because that means that there's at least 4 people who are going to remember me and remember what I did for them. And then I plan my exit and I figure out my follow-up in the next day or 2, because that's really what makes a difference. So are you ready to try this method? Are you ready to make a difference when you're networking? I hope so. And I hope you'll leave me a message. You can find me on LinkedIn. Let me know you listen to the podcast. It's pretty much your entree to being connected to me. I'm happy to help you. I do more in-depth work, obviously, when it's time to work with a group. So I want you to practice. I want you to take away from this podcast that I practice what I preach. I'm practice what I'm going to say. I'm prepared, but I'm never, ever, ever talking from a script. I hope you can tell that, and I hope you can tell that this has been really an entertaining and free-flowing conversation, because communication is an art. So until next time, folks, have a great week, have a great day, have a great season, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye now.